Okay, you guys are going to have to excuse my mess, but once again I've been asked about dehydrating without a dehydrator. Real simple. You have a rack. You have a pan to catch any drippings, okay? Whatever you're going to dehydrate, whether it be meat, which goes on raw, okay, you can season the meat, put it on here like chicken, put the chicken on raw, put the beef on raw. The thinner you slice it, the sooner it will be done dehydrating, okay? So thinner is better. Now, if you have thick stuff, it will dehydrate. Chances are you will have things in the middle that are not quite done. The way you test doneness on meat dehydrating is if you can snap it. You don't want it to bend or come apart fibrous-wise. You want it to snap cleanly, crispy. You want it to come apart that way. Then the meat is done dehydrated. When you can take things like chives and just pop them and snap those, they're done. You'll tell by that dry texture. It'll get real light. Same with anything else. If you dehydrate it in a dehydrator, you can dehydrate in your oven. Okay. So without a dehydrator, a rack to put the stuff on, a pan to catch any drippings or pieces that fall down through. Put whatever you're going to dehydrate on here. Put your oven, whether it be gas or electric or propane, on the lowest setting. So ours has a warm on it, but you can put it on any low setting you have. Could be 100 degrees, 110 degrees, whatever the lowest setting is that the oven comes on. The rack inside the oven. Okay. I put the rack on the highest setting in the oven because I'm heating from the bottom heating element. So the highest rack gets you farthest away from there. If you put it down low, you're going to cook it. You don't want to cook what you're going to dehydrate. You want to do it low and slow and drive the moisture out of it. So highest rack, stuff on the rack and on the pan, put it in the oven, lowest setting. Now I just use a pair of tongs, but anything will work. Anything that cracks the door open a little bit. You're going to have air spaces here on the sides. I hope you guys can see the sides here. Let me jack you down a little bit. You see the air space on the side? Okay, and you're going to have some on the top. Now this will allow heat to come out, but it'll also allow moisture to come out. So you are going to warm up your kitchen a little bit. Same as you were running a dehydrator. Some dehydrators, especially the cheaper ones, are a heating element on the bottom. Plastic trays, those kind of things. So you can use those outside. Now if you have an extra oven you can use outside, or you have a summer kitchen or something like that, wonderful, wonderful. The idea is low and slow, drive the moisture out of whatever you're going to dry. Now, it's going to depend on how cool it is in your house, how much moisture is in whatever you're trying to dehydrate. It's also going to be the barometric temperature outside. So if it gets cool in the evening or hot in the daytime or hot in the evening, all those things are going to pay an effect on how much moisture you can drive out of this. Because any moisture in the air is going to be in there and you're trying to drive that out. So it may take longer. It may take 2 days. It may take a day and a half. It may take overnight. Depends on what you're drying. Meat for me in this oven, we just did chicken the other night, took 2 days. 2 days to dry the meat out in the oven. But I did have it sliced a little thicker, so it took the 2 days. Chives, overnight, it's done. Not a problem. Onions, overnight, they're done. Now, whether you blanch something before, like a vegetable, onions or whatnot, before you dry them, dehydrate them, is all in your way of preparing it. You can look up how to dehydrate things. Your dehydrators will come with a book. If you do not have a dehydrator and you're going to use the oven method like I just did or like I'm explaining now, you can look online and you can blanch certain vegetables and dehydrate them. Meats, you don't normally need to. You can take a piece of steak, slice it thin, put whatever seasoning on there you want. If you want any, put it in the oven just like I showed you on the top rack. Let it dry, come out just so wonderful. Same thing with chicken, one of my favorites. Storage. Now that's going to depend on what you're dehydrating, what you're storing, and how long you're going to keep it. Now remember, once you dehydrate it, you're driving all the moisture out of it. So, we just did chicken the other night. That's what I have here. Dehydrated chicken. I finished this early this morning. See if I can get a picture of it here. All right. That's dehydrated. That's done. Now, what we do, since we've driven all the moisture out of this, and because this is only going to last about a week, okay, I'll just take this, push the air out, put it in the freezer, take out a handful, let it defrost a little bit, and then I munch on that. Okay, I can take this just as it is, throw it in the backpack and go with it, and it lasts me a few days. This is not the proper way to keep this for long-term storage, but it is a good thing just if you're going to have it around the house to enjoy, or as I do, I give it to the dog for dog treats. A whole lot better than a lot of dog treats they have out there. So, depending on how long you're going to keep it, depends on how you're going to store it. That's a whole other section, a whole other way of doing things. Easy dehydrating in your oven, lowest setting. Crack the door a little bit. Make sure you use something that's non-flammable. Okay, you don't want to use a wooden spoon and go to bed at night, just in case. So, a metal spoon or anything else, you don't need much room. You don't need to crack a door way open like this. You're just trying to get the moisture out. No biggie. You're not trying to cook it. Low setting, up away from the fire, up away from the heat. On a rack allows the air to get around it. Okay. Also allows anything else to fall through, like say if the meat's bloody and dripping, it all goes in there instead of falling down into your oven, making a big mess. So there you go, simple dehydrating out of the oven.